Welcome to a Thursday in the sports office. Woody Woodruff in the captain's chair. Plenty to talk about tonight. In fact, I've got it listed right here. We're going to talk about the red card. We're going to talk about the Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, even a little Tour de France, and we'll do it all with our special guest tonight. We've got gregarious Greg Canner over here, sports producer. We've got jovial James Paxton over there. And we, of course, have the princess of the pitch, Kelly Rowe, right here to talk all things World Cup. So let's get started with it. World Cup. Team USA in the round of 16. Unbelievable. Greg Canner, you have an ugly look on your face. Could you please explain why?
Red cards, man.
Red cards.
Ruining everything. How great was last night after they won? They're playing Country Roads. They're and to the Fox broadcast.
Not too long. Sorry. Right. We don't have the full rights. Not too long.
Okay.
We don't want to pay for that. That Fox. You know, yes, it's us, but they did a great job of just not talking, of not starting their post-game show. They let that play. It was wonderful. Gave me chills. It was great stuff. And now, because of this red card, there is a chance that the next game might be their last game because their best player will not be playing when 99% of soccer people say that it should not have been a red card and it was a bad call. I'm not a soccer guy. So when I want to find out, I go to the soccer people and I say, I want to listen to them. And Henri and all the guys they're not American. They don't have to say, they could be truthful. All those guys, people on social media that are experts, all saying that. It drives me crazy. It is the reason why soccer will never be a big deal in the United States. Whoa. Something like that.
Hold on.
Yes, 100%.
Let's bring the princess of the pitch into this because
I got red cards.
Kelly,
don't worry.
First off, I'll let you do it. Explain, what the deal was and the call and what you found out.
So Flo Balogun, he goes in for a challenge with a player from Bosnia-Herzegovina, and they go in at the same time, and you can see, I'm sure we have the video somewhere. There we go. Okay, so we're going in here, and the way he lands, it's right, the cleat is on the back of the ankle, and there's a twist there, and so this got deemed a red card. So he's taken out the 64th minute. He can no longer play. Team USA has to play with 10 men, and he's suspended for the next match on Monday.
Yeah, that makes it tough because that's the real penalty, suspended for the next match. I mean, it's not like college football or something where you get a targeting penalty and you're out for the second half and then the half of the next game. I could deal with that, but this stuff right here is difficult, and I see a lot of soccer fans, especially, I will say, maybe some of the USA fans that have jumped on the bandwagon lately, not really knowing all the rules and the nuances of the rules, much like gregarious Greg.
100%, and I can agree with that. But when you look at his face while his foot is on it's looking the other way.
Sure.
So he's not. It's not advertent. He's not doing it on purpose. He's not stomping on the guy. And Tommy, if you wouldn't mind putting number 2 up here, we have side by side.
Oh yeah.
If we had the lower third away, you can see that's Messi's foot on another player's calf, and it's this now.
He's raking his cleats right down that guy's calf.
Now, Messi did not get a foul call at any point. They did not go to VAR to check it out. Whereas our guy, that's another issue. It wasn't called on the field.
That's the other thing I want to get into right here, Greg.
Wait.
VAR getting into it.
Wait. I've come back to everything.
Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
So for the Messi one, well, we've got some sound from a local ref here in Metro Detroit. And he explained, I don't know if we can bring up that image again, but it's the location of where the cleat was. That's why he says it wasn't called. So Flo Balogun's on the ankle. Messi's a little bit higher up the calf. One of them, he claims, Flo Balogun's could have been career-ending, an injury that's just done, where the other one is the calf. This is
semantics, man.
Kelly, come on. No way.
Messages.
Look, just because a guy's ankle buckles on part of a tackle, now all of a sudden you're seeing that in slow motion. That's a still frame.
And Messi's looking at the guy. He knows where his foot is. Balogun's looking the complete other direction. It's not even close. So they don't call it on the field. They go to VAR to look at it.
Right.
And they can tell. Yes, some of the analysts were saying if you pause it right at the right moment like that, but it looks bad.
Right. Go ahead, Greg. I'll let you finish your thought.
But you can tell if you watch it in real time that Balogun's not even looking at the guy at all. So your feet are getting tangled up. He did it. So if you want to look at it and say that was dangerous, yellow card, okay. I get that. And the other issue is if you're going to give him a red card, I know it's the rules,
right?
But is it not enough of a punishment to play 30 plus minutes without him, 10 men, and then you have to have him miss the next game, and you can't go and have it appealed?
Let's go to let's listen to some of the reaction from all of this. Okay, play that
the
right
ref
now, please.
Right, here's the ref.
The referees always look at where the foul is and the force behind it. And what happened in this case, the U.S. player literally started with a little bit higher than the Achilles and then coming down right on the Achilles. And you could see the foot bend in a weird angle, I would say. And these type of fouls normally produce an incredible injury, which is Achilles. And these injuries just about end the player career. So the referees have to take a closer look at that and decide from there what is the punishment is. We have this discussion among us, between our referee community, and everybody agreed that the force and the location definitely require a red card.
All right, that's a comment from
Fred Nooch, that he's a legend in Detroit City FC. They connected me with him.
Well, he's legendary wrong in this.
Hey,
he could be a legend,
sure.
Respect, but I don't see that. I don't understand.
Didn't he have a point, though, about the injury aspect, where there's a lot of career-ending injuries that involve right there? So I understand it wasn't intentional, and I'm more on Canner's side that it shouldn't have been a red card. But after I heard that, I kind of got what he was saying with the injury aspect of it.
I understand that.
I get it too, but I'm also looking at the VAR because they never should have gone to VAR. It should have been a yellow on the field called by the ref. VAR should be used for like point of contact and things like that.
Right, exactly.
Where, okay, you're on a guy's leg, we can see that, but not in a slow motion thing like the NFL.
Absolutely. So many people are saying VAR is just kind of ruining the game just like that. And the original ref on the field never called anything at all, right? But then they get a call from VAR and they said, hey, go look at this screen. And kind of some pundits were saying, well, now he feels a little bit more pressure now that it's slowed down. Now I'm going to give that red card.
But he also was not injured.
True, he was not injured.
And so that is a factor. And our esteemed director, Steve, brought up a great analogy before the show about it's like hockey with a high stick. So if there's an inadvertent high stick that draws blood in hockey,
you got to go in.
It's a double minor and whatever. If it's egregious, maybe they'll give them a 5-minute major and they may kick them out of the game. But if it's not a intentional slash or hack on someone, they're not getting suspended. So whether or not these are the rules, there should be an appeal process. There should be something where they for the integrity of the game, to go and say that the United States should not lose their best player for the round of 16 game in a tournament that happens once every 4 years that is this huge. It is such a punishment for something that was clearly inadvertent.
You mentioned Steve Bandley and Tom Carr. These guys are helping us get you guys into the Zoom room tonight at the meeting. You see the ID right there? Tommy, put up the number so you can text the show. You see that right down here. So come on in if you have an opinion on what's going on in the World Cup or red cards or anything like that.
Can I ask Kelly a question real quick?
Please, no silly questions here, James. Go
no
ahead.
Silly questions.
It's going to be silly, I'm pretty sure.
No, it's not, actually. So we're going to argue about the red card some more, but how worried are you Monday without Flo in the game now?
Not as much as you'd think. Yeah, he's a leading goal scorer, but they have Pochettino has shown that he can really switch guys around. We saw them press so hard, did not give Bosnia a chance to even get out of their side of the field. And so we saw a lot of good stuff there. And I have all your Belgium facts if you need them, but once you're ready to go there, I'm ready to go.
That is something that I really, really love to see, because other United States teams, if something like that happened, things might have fallen apart.
The
They might
emotional
have gone in a
maturity.
shell. They might have gone completely defensive. They still, yes, they had to play more defensive with only 10 men, but they did push it a little bit, and they pushed it enough where they earned themselves a free kick that they were able to get the second goal on. And this team seems mentally strong.
Yep.
They really seem to believe. So I would give them a legitimate chance to win on Monday, but it would be much easier if you had your best offensive player.
I get that, but they're also following the attack strategy that they've used ever since they went up against what was game one? Paraguay.
Paraguay.
Okay, I mean it's swarm in the first half. I mean get all the goals you can, and then in the second half play a little defense, and then wear them out at the end. And so far that's been good. I mean 2-0 in game two. I mean a win in the third game to get into this round of 16. So, yeah, I like what's going on. But the question now is who has to step up? I mean, will it be Ricardo Pepi?
Yes. I definitely think that's
Reina.
the first thing they're going to put in there and see how it goes. But everyone's teaming up on Christian Pulisic, so that's why we're not seeing too much of him. I'd be interested. But these adjustments, we keep talking about these adjustments that Pochettino is making, and I'm loving them.
Now, are the adjustments with the players maybe done a little better because those guys have been subbed in already and they
Sure.
have the experience?
Have
I mean,
some
it's
of
not a
that.
guy coming in cold,
Nope.
After 3 games watching everybody run around.
Exactly right, against Turkey as well. And moving on to Belgium a little bit, they came in ranked 10th, and they had a golden era in 2018 to 2022. They're ranked first of all. Now we look much better than them. We are favored to beat them because of these adjustments, because of this momentum as well. The U.S. looks awesome.
Look, we got to take a quick break here, but on the other side, we'll get back into the World Cup and we'll talk about Belgium. Welcome back to the Sports Office, continuing with the World Cup and Team USA, and they're going to face Belgium on Monday in the round of 16. Kelly, Kelly Rowe, the princess of the pitch.
Thank you.
What do we know about Belgium?
What do we know? They came into this tournament ranked 10th overall, which is a hard thing to do with the likes of these powerhouses, but they're not what they once were. Back in 2018, they finished 3rd overall. They had this golden generation, they called it, 2018 to 2022, but they have not looked good. They have drawn against 2 separate teams that they were favored to win, so keep that in mind. If you watched the Senegal match just the other day, that was insane. They had to just come back in the end, but they're not what they once were. And we're normally nervous about these European teams, but the U.S. looks so good and powerful and unshakable right now.
Senegal, Greg Canner's favorite team in the World Cup. Nice job, Greg.
Outside of the United States. Yes, well,
That
I did
is
my
correct.
6th grade project on Senegal.
Yes, of course.
So, yeah, I learned a lot about them.
Great food.
Yeah, so I was bummed because they had the lead late. They dominated
Yes,
a lot of
yep.
that game and just fell apart in the last
what
maybe
happens.
12 minutes or so.
Now, we talk about USA toughness, and obviously Belgium is going to come at them with some serious defense and probably, an organized attack strategy. I mean, these guys have been at it for a while. Have they played any friendlies between the two
they did.
or anything like that
Oh,
know that, how do we fare, even if it's a friendly?
Sure. They played them a little bit, but the big one is there's some beef. Let's call it beef, right?
Yeah, okay.
The U.S. lost to Belgium in the round of 16 back in 2014, so knocked them right out. And a lot of those players on the Belgium team are still on there. Meanwhile, we're all new. We don't, these guys are pretty young. So Pochettino is really good at knowing what these teams can bring, so I have confidence in that.
Yeah, well, soccer guys, they also know the history of what's going on. So they
much.
probably know that, hey, Belgium, knocked us out last time, so we've got to get a little payback.
Yeah, the coach has really impressed me, because in all the other coaches they've had, seemingly there's always something going on, drama
Yep.
or anything like that.
Totally.
This guy's out there, the team seems to love him. They're all playing for him, and he's embracing this. He's Argentinian. He's
Right.
He's out there singing country roads after the game. Like, he's getting into this. It's so cool to watch that. And it seems like hopefully they can hang on to him for a while, that they really found somebody that can.
Well, they offered him that contract. They've already tried to
did they?
extend him another 4 years. They
I'm
said
not,
they'll wait on
I'm
it.
not surprised at any of that,
Right?
because if you want to do well on the international stage, go get yourself an international coach that knows what's going on, not
sure.
just a coach who deals with local stuff here in the U.S. or
Right.
MLS teams or things like that. He knows the international
It's
game.
Argentina as
right,
well.
Exactly.
The place of football.
If you are dealing with Argentina and Brazil and the major teams like that, then your soccer. And I'm glad that Mauricio Pochettino is here for Team USA. This is going to be good on Monday, even without Flo Balogun to come in. Listen, there's other stuff going on as well. Okay, the Tigers have won 3 straight, and I also got a text here right now. Let's we'll hold the text for a minute. Tigers won 3 straight tonight. Framber Valdez. There are questions, but every day, Greg, James seems to be the tick, 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 because time's running out for these guys to play at an 800 baseball level in order to get back into this.
Poor James, I have to say, because this guy
Screaming down the hall. You
James,
can hear him. You
what
can hear
gives
him.
James?
He's riding the roller coaster.
Yes.
This poor guy. They win 4 out of 5, and he's like, "We're back, baby!" And then I have to watch him watch these games, and then they lose 5 out of 6, and then he's just so
I think
depressed.
James is showing you a red card, my friend.
It looks like a little bit like that, a little sad.
You
like that, a little
can hear
sad.
him screaming down the hallway. I
know.
can attest to
And
that.
Okay, all right, hold on. The team had World Series expectations and was supposed to have one of the best rotations and were the favorites to win their division. After injuries and one of the worst months ever, I have declared them maybe one of the most frustrating teams in Detroit sports history. But they won't die. So if you're just going to go away and die, fine. If you're going to win all your games, that's cool too.
Just
but
make
once
a decision.
Just make a decision, okay? I hate that they just won't make a decision.
Sure.
They do terrible. They blow the 4-game series against the Astros. The homestand's bad. They go to the Bronx and sweep them for the first time ever in New Yankee Stadium.
Right.
The last time they swept them in New York, it was 2008. Make a decision, okay? If you're going to do this, then go win the series against the Rangers this weekend, okay? But just make a decision for me, please.
It feels like we're watching one of those old monster movies. It just won't die. You know what I'm saying?
But they won't. They won't. And as Dan Miller always says, it's because the American League is so trash. If the American League was better, we wouldn't have to do this anymore.
Well,
but because they're only a few games out of the wild card technically,
Right.
it doesn't
There's
matter.
hope. There's hope for you right there.
There
Just
is
I don't
hope.
want it.
You know what? Let's go.
Yeah,
with
you
Greg
do.
made me this way.
Let's go with
Greg
that.
made me this
What did
way.
I do?
Greg made me this way.
It seems that you guys are glass half empty.
Read the text.
Okay. Are you glass half empty, James?
It depends on the
Read the
day.
text.
It depends
All
on the
right,
hour.
Let me read the text. The text is about the NBA and all that
Okay.
kind of stuff. We'll get to that in a minute. But I got one more.
He doesn't want to read that text.
I don't want to read the text yet because
Yeah.
I'm still with the Tigers here.
Okay.
I need a positive. And right now it's starting pitching. I mean, we had the numbers earlier. I mean, that group has stepped up, and you have to give credit, even though sometimes they blow it late in the game because of the relief. But the starters are playing well.
When that's that hope that just dangles out and drives James crazy and causes him to yell down the hallway.
Yeah, the pitching is keeping them in these games because their hitting is very inconsistent. So sometimes they'll hit 5 home runs in a game, and sometimes they'll, score 1 run.
Well, you know what? We'll see if they can score tonight against Texas in the opener. Let's talk about the Pistons real quick, okay? Tick-tock. Is time wasting in this free agent period? Because we've seen some deals, but not the big one.
I don't want to be mean to James again, but poor James.
Will you leave James alone?
No, poor
I mean, he has
James.
done nothing in this show. to
Those
warrant
boys are
that.
so emotional
Or
about their
I
sports.
feel for him
Aren't they?
because the Pistons are not doing enough to make James happy.
I don't think, you know what? I
That's
think
all.
James is a
They're
reflection of the fan base because a lot of guys out there
Yes.
are not happy right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
May I say, I loved Tobias Harris, and I'm a little disappointed that I get it, right? But the veteran presence, and every time he spoke, he calmed me down in the chaos of things, and I will
What a good
miss him.
segue to that text.
Yes, right here. I got it right here. Is
Can
John
text the show for
Collins
what he not
an
reading.
upgrade over Tobias Harris? That's from Kurt. Answer?
Slight.
I think it's even a little bit.
it's
because,
really close to a push.
because Collins is more athletic. He's going to be able to do a little more, on the breaks, a lob threat, that kind of guy. But Tobias Harris was just cool under pressure. He was not, he was not always a guy who's going to get hot, but he could get hot and he could win you a game, and he did a number
Quick
of playoff
one-word
games.
answer. Is this team better than it was last year?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Thanks for the quick answer.
Incomplete. We
Incomplete.
can't answer because they're not done, and I got to see what the lineup's going to look like.
TBD.
All right,
Yeah,
I will
TBD.
accept that. Still
TBD.
out. Still. Welcome back to the Sports Office. Wrapping things up. Quick question. Are the Red Wings better now than they were?
We're doing that.
Same question.
Let's
It's the
just
same
do this every
question.
day of
Poor
agencies.
Poor James. Poor James. The Red Wings are inflicting so much pain and suffering upon him, and they're not making enough moves for him. I feel for you, James.
No, they're not better than they were last year.
Thank you very much, James. Appreciate that. More to come on the Red Wings as the year goes on. Hey, look! I got a text right here, and it says, is that familiar Fox 2 rider in the Tour de France again
Good question.
this year?
Good question.
What a great question
Good
right
question.
there. And you know what? I've been in contact with the rider. He definitely will be in the Tour this year. He has been practicing on French roads, even though the Tour starts in Barcelona on Saturday, July 4th.
How are French roads different than American roads?
Because you'll find out that the curb sides and the tops of the roads are different. There are different lanes you can ride in to gain speed or stay safe in the peloton. We'll go over all of this as the tour goes on.
When are we going to see the rider for the first time?
We check in with the rider. We'll see the rider for the first time on Saturday, actually riding. But tomorrow he'll step in and make his appearance.
Oh, he's coming in tomorrow?
Hey, did you know that there are 6 Americans in the Tour de France?
What?
Can you name any of them?
Not one.
Greg
Exactly.
LeMond.
I got it right here. Matteo Jorgensen, Sepp Kuss, Brandon McNulty, U.S. national champ Quinn
could be saying
Simmons,
any name.
Sean Quinn, and Matt Riccatello. Any one of those guys, let's see if they can win a yellow jersey or a maillot jaune, as we like to say in French. Hey, thanks a lot for coming in
That's
tonight.
what. Hold on.
We got more?
Wait,
No, we got a minute
Because
left. What are we
because
doing?
I'm thinking I could get on the bike now and
Let's
catch up with the
go.
Fox 2
Wait,
rider.
hold on.
Oh.
I heard a rumor that the Fox 2 rider the other day wasn't fast enough. Can you
Whoa.
confirm that?
Whoa, big if
You know
true.
what?
Whoa.
I can only say that during training and getting ready for the tour, the times vary because the Fox 2 rider is an expert in sprinting, in hill climbing, in almost all of the disciplines in the Tour de France, especially in a bunch sprint finish. I have seen this guy outlast everyone, argy-bargy all the way through, knees and
What are you
elbows.
doing?
Just like the
His
rider. Have you
elbows,
not
What is
seen?
it? Are you
have you
kidding?
not seen
How
the
are
rider?
you-
Hey,
Have
Woody,
you
I
not
got a
seen
quick
the rider in the
question.
peloton?
I got a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Say 2 guys in the tour are riding next to each other, and one guy inadvertently knocks the wheel of
Where
the one
on
guy
the
down
wheel?
Yes.
on the wheel,
It's a
and
good
then they
question.
fall
Where was
down.
the wheel?
Will
Where was
the
the
rider
wheel?
get kicked out
I
of the
got one.
tour and then kicked out of the next year's tour?
No, there is nothing like that,
Okay.
although it is an international sport. Hey,
Okay.
listen, we got to wrap it up. Thanks a lot tonight for joining us. And don't forget the Tour de France this weekend, the Fox 2 rider. It's going to be great. Stay with us because we'll have every stage, all